Hello, my name is Alfredo Gardel. I am a partner of the CapKey project. Let me present you the Transparency at Work website in order to rate a new internship and include it in the database. The first thing is to go to the main page where it asks you about three key components of your internship. Then, first of all, in the first field, you can choose between internship or other different options that, for example, are currently available at France, but perhaps not in your country. Let's start with an internship. Next, the second field links with the database, and it's very important one. Then we have included in the database the different companies. For example, let's say we have the company or institution that begins with an F. Then we have a lot of possibilities here. Okay, but in our case it was the Fulda University. Then okay, let's choose this, and if you can't find your enterprise, don't hesitate to include a new one, and later the administrator would provide this review with the new company. Okay, as you know, there could be large companies with different locations. Then the three key field is to know the location about your internship. Then in this case we have done in the Fulda village at Germany. Okay. Then the next step is to click on rate. Once we have done this first steps, we have present here the three steps of rating an internship. The first one is related with the experience at your internship. There will be different dimensions. The first one is learning experience, then the supervision and management, and a third one about work environment and culture in your internship workplace. Then each dimension has a 5-star. In these stars we could say different opinions about the global dimension. For example, what about your learning experience? It was very bad, or perhaps it was very good or excellent. Okay, let's try to answer this at the final step, because the different questions will help you to refine what is your global satisfaction about the learning experience in the internship. First question is related with job description and your learning objectives, if they were clearly stated. Then you can, in these questions, click on the disagree or agree with the statement. Let's say we agree with that the job description and learning objectives were clearly stated at the very beginning of the internship. Second question was the challenges task that was in charge of the trainee. Let's say typically this can be a disagree answer, because many of times students realize that they don't have the confidence of the work environment and bosses in order to do challenging tasks. Then skilled tasks I performed were less than 1/4 of my overall task. Disagree or agree? Let's say here, for example, that no, the tasks were what we performed were more than this 1/4. Okay, that would say that whoa, the training ship it's so. I received formal training to perform my job. There was courses, trainings, workshops I would have the opportunity to attend to. Oh, let's say, for example, here we agree with that, and I develop new skills. Okay, I agree. And after all, let's say it was a good learning experience. And let's see the next questions. Supervision and management. Okay. Similarly to the first questions or dimension, let's say that we would rate after doing the different answers to the question or statement. I was assigned a supervisor in charge of my work and development. Yeah, I agree. I have a supervisor. I had an introductory meeting with my manager to discuss mutual expectation and work plan. Yes, we had a interaction meeting. Yeah. I met with my supervisor regularly and received feedback and support. Let's say that regularly here, perhaps I disagree in this point because the supervisor doesn't regularly meet with me, for example. What about my performance? It was properly evaluated. Perhaps I disagree in this because it was from time to time, but not in a timely basis. Then, in the supervision and management, I will say three was satisfying, but could be better. Here you realize that you can make for any dimension additional comments. For example, I would like to have more timely weekly meetings with my supervisor. Any information I would like to share with the ratings. Okay, what about the final dimension, work environment and culture in the location and company I was doing my internship? I was properly introduced to the workplace and my colleagues. Yeah, yeah, it was a meeting. There were an interaction done by my boss. I had a dedicated space and good equipment to carry out my work. Yeah, agree. I felt part of the team and my input was recognized. Not so many times. I would say that in this case disagree. My working hours were reasonable. Yeah, there was a timetable, a schedule, and it was always done at the very suitable hours. Employees' well-being and work-life balance are important for the organization. I would say that it could be here improved, but nevertheless, I would say that the work environment and culture is good. Then, this is the last dimension, and after that, we can move to the next questions, that is your future. Okay, let's see. Second page. Here you have that marked your experience. Next, this is the dimensions about the future and how the internship affect the future of the future prospects of the trainee. There are two dimensions here about questions related with career development that, for example, okay, I believe this opportunity improve my probability of getting a job. Let's say I managed to develop my professional network of colleagues, clients, and or partners. Uh, not too much. Let's say I disagree. I had a meeting to discuss my career development with my manager and or head resources. Yeah, at the end of the internship, I had a meeting with them. I received or could have received a formal recommendation for my work. Well, I was clever enough, and I asked them to my boss and the company to give me such a letter. I don't know if they do regularly with other internship, but I would say yes. I received a job offer from my employer. No, it wasn't. There wasn't this possibility. But I think the career development, let's say, satisfying in this sense because okay, they would like to know about me. They would like to train me, but they don't want me right now at the enterprise. Okay. Organization perception. The company's mission motivated me to work there. Yes, yes, it was a very good institution to work in. I would recommend this employer to others. I would say yes, I agree, why not? And I would like to stay in this company. Yes, of course, I would like to be there. Okay. In this sense, there are this dimension is doesn't have the 5 stars because each one question is not related with a perception that is good or bad, but there are different areas of perceptions. Okay. Let's see the next page about conditions in the internship. This is very good information for future candidates. For example, what was your condition and try to specify your different field of work where you working in and so on. In this case, it was, for example, education. It was done in, for example, let's say this year. Okay, the duration was in months or weeks. Let's say 3 months. Okay, is he still working there? No, not in my case. In my case, I was a graduate, a new graduate student, not a student making their practice there. It was the same, the Fulda Hochschule Fulda, my university. And my gender is male, and okay, these are information that perhaps could be used in some statistics. What about my contract? I sign a contract or agreement for this work, yes or no? I would say yes. The offer had a clear description of tasks corresponding to those I've done. In the contract, yes, I agree with that. What about any compensation or benefits? For example, there was some compensation to cover my living expenses. This is very important for someone who has an independent life and needs money to live. Then, for example, in this case, I agree. I have a net grant of 1,000 euros, and I have received the following benefits: insurance and meals, but no transportation nor accommodation. What other benefits did you receive, Eugenio? No, there's no more benefits than this one, but you could say here additional benefits. And in global, I would say that this is good, a good internship with very good compensation and benefits. And finally, the last are the feedback that you would like to include more information or something that it could be have been better. To end, to submit your review, you need to confirm with an email. Put your name, email, or if you would like, fill via Facebook or LinkedIn. This is also another possibility. This is to certify that the rating is true. Take into account that this data will be anonymous and will not be shared with anyone. Okay, I certify that this training is based on my own professional experience, and if you would like to subscribe or not to the newsletter of Transparency at Work. These are the final fields to finish your review. Click on Finish, and this data will be stored in the database for later use of future internships. Thank you very much for your attention, and hope this video will help you to rate new internships. Bye bye.